Favorite ways that I like to write is writing on demand, which is most of what I do, meaning that I get a deadline. You have to do this by this time. And so that sort of makes the writing or arranging easier. If I'm not writing on demand, where do things come from? They could come from a rhythm concept. They could come from a harmonic concept or from a melodic concept. So, you know, and then sometimes there could be, a lot of times, an exercise can become a song, where, just say for example, this thing, where I was doing this before, this is a technique, right? So I actually wrote a song once that was like, you know, and so that was my song. You know, so there was an example of I wrote something from a like riff or a sort of type of exercise. This guitar is so special. No, it's actually, I mean, none of the guitars that I have are really that special. It's the guy playing them. Oh! No. I have to say that to me, guitars is an instrument. There's no guitar that I have that like I couldn't do without. You know, I don't know. I guess because like I never had a lot of bread, so I never had like a really like, you know, ooh guitar, you know. This particular guitar is a copy of a Gypsy jazz guitar. A company that made these was called Selmer, and they're very, very expensive if you can get them because they don't make them anymore. And this is a knockoff of one of them, but it's great. It's a great guitar. It has a giant, what they call a D hole, because if you look, it looks like the letter D. And this is the guitar that the Gypsy jazz guys use. That kind of style of playing. And I like this guitar because it's kind of like it's loud, you know? And so it's a great guitar, you know, for practicing. And so that's this baby. And this is not one of my bread and butter guitars because I don't play this guitar out live because I'm never happy with, you know, you gotta like plug it in. And I've had 3 different pickup systems in this guitar, and I just have never found one that I liked live. So you'll never see me hardly ever on a gig with this guitar. Or if you do, it means that I got a pickup system that I like. So that's that one. And this guitar here is actually one of my bread and butter guitars. And this guitar is kind of cool. It comes with its own tuner right built into the guitar. You know, so the only thing missing from this guitar is like a Mr. Coffee, and I'd be set. You know, there'd be nothing I couldn't do. This guitar is nylon string, and so it's used a lot for you know, bossa nova, Latin type music. You know, that kind of stuff. And it has a and so it has that, you know, that kind of like, that kind of sound. And I use this a lot. I love this guitar. And this is, you know, like I said, one of my bread and butter guitars. It's just a student model. Takamine is the name. And they're not that expensive, but they're workhorses, you know, and that's what you need. You need a guitar that like you could take, you know, like I did a gig in New York on Thursday night, and it was raining, and you know, I mean, these guitars hold up. They get wet, you drop them, you pick them up, they're in the case, they're crawling with rats. No, I was just thinking, you know, you do gigs in New York and you got to put your cases in the corner. Be careful. Anyway, so this is this is one of my bread and butter guitars. My other bread and butter guitar, unfortunately, I don't have here, and it's a Gibson Hollowbody jazz guitar. This guitar is another one of my guitars that's not it's not my bread and butter. This is a guitar my wife bought me, Kathy, my lovely wife of 26 years. She should get an argumentary for being with me that long, or a plaque or something, or Thorazine. What piece of music best describes our life together? I don't know. I mean, certainly she's been the inspiration for a lot of stuff that I've written. Oh, here, I'll play a little piece, kind of partially inspired by her. And I'll play it on her guitar. Sorry for the paper over here, but this guitar is like, well, it's old. We've been together a long time. I bought her an engagement ring, and she bought me a guitar. Who made out? Close enough for jazz.